Welcome back to Inside Football, a KLCoaching podcast. Today's episode is slightly different. Normally, I'll have a guest on, but today I wanted to take the opportunity to talk a little bit about my own coaching journey. So, how I got into coaching, things that I've learned along the way and continue to learn, and some of the experiences that I've had that have shaped how I coach today, and the position that I'm in at KLCoaching. So hopefully, if you're a young player, a parent, or even another coach, there might be something in here that you can take away. Um, so we've got quite a few segments to go through. Like I say, a little bit about my background, how I got into coaching, what I'm currently doing, my roles. I put on the KLCoaching Instagram a couple of questions that you guys had, so I'll be answering those as well. And then some other bits that like I say, hopefully you guys listening can take away from it. So yeah, a little bit of a story about how coaching really began for me. So I'm 19 years old now. It started when I was 12, so I've been coaching for 7 years now, coming up to 8 years. It really started with being the captain of a football team when I was playing. So I used to play for a grassroots team. I was the captain of the team, and that's kind of where my leadership skills sort of grew from. My communication skills, my listening skills, all the sort of leadership qualities that I take into my coaching kind of stemmed from being a captain. The manager of the team that I was at then asked me to come down to a TOTS program that the club ran. So the TOTS program was football for young children from ages, I think it was 3 to 6, which is something that we can get onto later that I currently do now at my business. So I was kind of like, at that point, I think I was getting paid like £2 per child. And at the age of 12, I was like, oh, well, if there's 10 kids and I've got 20 quid for an hour, I'm going to do it. So I didn't really go into it thinking like, oh, I'm going to be a brilliant coach. It was more going into it for the money, if I'm honest. I remember after my first session, I didn't really do much. I think I just kind of facilitated. I just watched really. And that's when I said to my manager who got me involved, I said, look, I want to be a little bit more involved. Like, I don't just want to stand there and watch. So the next session, he ended up just throwing me in it and making me take the whole session, which I truly believe is the best way to go about coaching and the best way to learn. To just do it, get involved, throw yourself in at the deep end, make the mistakes, learn from the mistakes. There's no point dilly-dallying about by watching coaches, watching sessions. Like, obviously do that to help yourself develop, but when you're getting involved, getting first started out, I think you just kind of got to go for it. And that's where it's a sink or swim moment of, do you have the confidence to do it and stand up in front of these children and be confident enough to be the boss, really. Luckily I was, which again came from those leadership skills that I had as a captain. Really enjoyed it. Was a bit nervous, obviously a bit scared going into it. But no, I really enjoyed myself. Came back next week after that, and got to the point where I was building relationships and rapport with the kids, and which then ended up stemming on to becoming my own team. Now I started my team, so I was in and out of TOTS for about 4 years, up until 16 years old. And then I kind of wanted something a little bit different. So at 16, I stopped playing football. My team finished. We'd won loads of stuff. We'd won pretty much everything. There was nothing else for us to win. So everyone kind of went their separate ways. Some people, teams that I coach, play against now, so it's nice to still see them. Some I'm still in touch with. Some have gone on to do other things. But yeah, so I finished football at 16. And that's where the coaching kind of really took off from me. So from that TOTS group, I decided I'm not going to do the TOTS anymore. I'm now going to build my own team. So that's where my under sevens team, Allington United Lions, came in. So I took a group of six from the tots that were 6 years old, ready to play, and took them into the league. We started, I think, in Division 5, so not the greatest, but it really gave me something to work with, something to enjoy developing and actually see the development in the kids. And it was also at the time where I was still developing as a coach. So to be able to have kids that are developing as well as me, we can kind of develop together. And it was nice to be able to do that together and build that relationship. And luckily now I'm still with the team. They're under 10s now. And I think off the top of my head, I think I've got four that are still with me of the original six. So no, that's really nice that I've still got that sort of solid foundation of the lads and um yeah. So that's where it really kicked off for me. From that point on, I then got a job in coaching. So I went on to study sports coaching and development at Loughborough College. Um, that kind of opened my eyes up to the theory side of coaching. So different leadership styles, how to build relationships with players, with people, um, and then a lot of the sciencey side, which I wasn't too keen on really. So I was more about the practical side of coaching. So yeah, I was studying sport coaching and development at Loughborough College. Alongside that, I was working at a company called Soccer Stars, who provide after school clubs, lunchtime clubs, PE lessons, and holiday clubs for children aged 6 to 12. I'm gonna say, um, which was a lot different and took um, a lot of getting used to that different sort of environment. Now, I didn't realize there were different coaching environments until I got this job at Soccer Stars, um, where I soon realized the difference between an educational environment and a more grassroots environment. Um, you had to be a lot more professional. There wasn't much room for, I'm going to say fun, but I don't mean it as that. Obviously, the sessions were fun and the plans were fun and the kids were having fun. Um, but sort of that silliness, I guess. There wasn't room for that because the teachers were there. It was still in school. You still had to be that professional teacher in a way. Whereas in a grassroots environment, you can kind of let it slide a little bit. If they want to mess about, you can give them 5 minutes to mess about and have that side of fun. And then it was also a completely different coaching style. I remember my first session, I had an assessment with Chris Broadhurst, who is now at Derby County, uh, and he said to me, he said, "You're a really good coach, but you're a really good grassroots coach." So that kind of again opened my eyes to what does that mean? What does it mean to be a good grassroots coach? Um, and he basically explained the fact of the educational setting and with Soccer Stars, it was all about having fun, inclusivity, and literally just about having fun. Like you don't need to in term one, if they can pass the ball 5 yards, by term four, they've got to be able to pass the ball 10 yards, for example. It's literally if they pass the ball 5 yards in term one and pass the ball 5 yards in term four, as long as they had fun and kept coming to the sessions and enjoyed it, then my job was done. In the grassroots side of things, um, everything for me was developmental. So I was doing things with a purpose. If I'm getting them to pass a ball against the wall, why am I doing it? And explaining why. And really going into the finer details of, well, can you open your body to receive on the back foot? Once you've received on your back foot, can you then take it with your front foot to speed things up and accelerate into pace, really? Accelerate into space, sorry. So yeah, it was a little bit different coaching in those different environments, but definitely opened my eyes to to different methods of coaching and was really good. Um, After that, after the job at Soccer Stars, I continued there, continued doing the holiday courses, and then it got to the end of college. So it was a 2 year course at college. It got to the end of college, and that's when I was decided to set up my own business. Um, it started out as a hobby. So with the team that I coach, um, I was kind of just offering out one-to-one sessions for free, just so I could better my team and help develop my team. And a couple took the opportunity to do it. A couple decided not to. Um, and that's when I really fell in love with the that side of the game of developing one-to-one and really fine-tuning skills that quality players already have. Um, and then yeah, I decided to make something of it. So it started with um, a couple of footballs, a field, and one child that wanted to come along and get some extra training. Um, that child is still with me now, two long years later. Um, he's still working with me, still developing, improved massively. So it's nice to see that the people that I've coached have stuck with me on my journey as well. Um, and yeah, it kind of just blew up from there, really. We went from like I say, me, a ball, and a child, to coaching over over 100 kids a week. That's one-to-ones, two-to-ones, the occasional birthday party, um, tot sessions, and then in the summer and the Easter half term, all the half terms, we run the holiday courses as well. Um, so yeah, like I say, it's gone from that stage of it being a hobby to now a full time job for me, where I've got three other staff working for me. Um, we're at two different locations. We're at Boroughbosh Victoria Stadium, which we're very lucky to have partnered with, and Moorways Sports Village, where we do our top sessions on a beautiful 4G. Um, and then we've also just signed a sponsorship deal with Petrichor, a clothing company local to Burton, um, where I sat down with the founder of Petrichor, and we kind of had the same sort of goals, same morals, same sort of business ideas. So yeah, we thought it'd be a really good idea to partner. And there'll be more information coming on that in the next 4 to 6 weeks. Um, Alongside the business, I've been studying at Derby University, so I'm currently in my second year. Um, we got told the other day actually that we've only got 28 weeks left of uni, um, and that's second and third year, which is quite scary. It's gone very quick. But yeah, I'm at Derby University studying physical education. Uh, I can't even remember what the course is called. It's something to do with physical education, like sport and education, basically. Um, so it kind of says what it is in the title. It's all about sports, but the educational side of things. Um, so I'm training to be a PE teacher. I haven't really decided what age group I want to go into teaching yet, whether it be primary school, secondary school, SEND schools, college, or university. I've kind of ruled out college and university. I don't think that's something that I want to do, because, like I said, I love the practical side of stuff. So to focus more on the theory side of things doesn't really, it's not really my cup of tea. So I'd like to do the practical side of things, which is why I think it's secondary school right now, but I'd like to explore different opportunities and different experiences. Um, which obviously all the coaching experience that I'm getting is helping with that and building my CV up, which is really important. One of the many important things about being a coach is having a good CV, good experience, as much as the certificates matter, which is frustrating. The experience is definitely what employers and clubs look for. Um, so which leads nicely on to the opportunity I got at Gresley Rovers. Uh, so I'm currently a coach for the under 18s at Gresley Rovers. Um, very lucky to work alongside Matt Toulson, who is one of the most knowledgeable coaches I think I've met, I've come across. So yeah, it's a real pleasure to work alongside him and learn off of him. As like I say, I'm still developing myself, learning how to become the best coach I can be. Uh, and it was also just a different environment for me to jump again in at the deep end. Really, I'd never done that level of football, that age of football, in a team based environment. I'd done the one to ones with open age, with 16, 17, 18 year olds. I'd also coached semi professional teams, semi professional players one to one at that stage as well, but never a team. So yeah, it was something that I was looking at getting into. Now, uh, the way I went about that, I I saw an advert out on Instagram, I think it was, and contacted the chairman at Gresley, which I knew very well anyway. And yeah, we set up a meeting from there and worked out what the best team for me to get involved in would be, and that's why we went with the 18s. And yeah, the things it's taught me so far is massive. That there's so many things that I've learned being at Gresley. Um, and there's just going to be more that comes from it. Really, the experience to be able to coach at such a good club, um, uh, I'm really proud of. Really, and excited to see what there is to hold and where it can really take my career. Um, to be honest, now, so that's a little bit about my background. Before we get onto the questions that you guys asked, um, I'll just speak a little bit more about KLCoaching and what we aim and what the business is all about, really. So the reason why I started KLCoaching is like I said, I just wanted to develop players and also develop myself about learning the ins and outs of the technical side of the game. And I thought that was a way that I could do it. Um, without going on the internet and researching and going on loads of different courses. I stand by the fact that you should just do it, get involved, find a way of getting on the grass and doing it. So that's what I did. I went on the grass, coached my players one to one, and then yeah, realized that actually this is something that I want to do as a job, really. Now we'll go on to some of the questions that you guys asked on Instagram. So if I just load them up here, uh, and we've got quite a few to go through. So thank you very much for responding to the Q&A that I put on the Instagram story. So yeah, we'll go through some of those questions now. So the first question on here is what's the hardest thing you've had to overcome to be where you are today? There's probably two answers for this. In a team-based environment, it's probably taking things too personally. With parents involved so heavily involved in grassroots football, um, it, it was kind of they always had an opinion. They always had something to say. And as a young coach, I kind of took everything to heart and let it bother me and kind of let it ruin the rest of my week, the rest of my day if they had something to say. And yeah, I took a lot of that personally, which at one point made me think about stepping away from coaching. Um, at another point, just made me not enjoy it anymore. Um, so yeah, it was probably just taking things too personally. And now I've kind of just learned to take it on the chin and just let them have their opinion. Everyone has their own opinion. And take it on board if I think it's a good opinion. If not, maybe just acknowledge it, understand it, but kind of not go with it, if that makes sense. Um, from a solely coaching slash business side of things, um, probably quite a lot of self doubt, really. When I started KLCoaching, it was very lonely. It was by myself. If it worked, it worked. If it didn't, I wouldn't have been best pleased. Um, there was a lot of competition in the area, with lots of different coaching companies. So I was kind of doubting myself in that aspect of going, well, why are they going to choose me? Um, what's my USP? What's my unique selling point that means they're going to choose me? Um, I'm only young. Are they going to take me seriously? And yeah, whether it's actually going to work. So at the beginning, when I'm putting sessions on, trying to build something from scratch, it kind of felt like me and I had a massive support from my family. Um, but it kind of felt at times like it was just me and my family that really believed in it. Um, and yeah, I was just starting to not really back myself and kind of, oh, am I wasting my time here? Um, over time, I realized that the only way that this would grow and that I would grow is if I backed myself. I kept showing up consistently, and I did that, and it did start to grow, and I enjoyed myself. I found my smile again. I enjoyed coaching again, and it was a nice feeling. And I haven't gone back to that self doubt feeling, and hope not to, as it wasn't a very nice time to be in. Um, and yeah, I just kind of started and still now, just focus on helping players improve, rather than worrying about what people think, and everything kind of started to fall in place really. So hopefully that answers the question. Um, the next one I've got here is who has been the biggest influence on my coaching journey and why. Um, Great question, and I love answering this question because I genuinely wouldn't be here today without these people. Um, First of all, and foremost, it's my family. They took me all over the country to play football, to begin to love the game of football. Um, so I mean, I wouldn't even be involved with football without them. Um, so that definitely my family. Um, Ash, my coach at Allington, I had him from age 7 all the way up to 16. Massive influence on my life, massive influence on my coaching career and me as a person. Um, Kind of my dad away from home, sort of my football dad, really. Someone I could go to, someone I could rely on, and had a really good relationship and rapport with him. And then my PE teacher as well, who has been on the podcast, Louis Burrows, a massive inspiration for me. Kind of got me wanting to be a PE teacher. I was at that age where I was kind of idolizing and going, oh, I want to be this guy. This guy's cool. Um, just because of the again the relationships that we had, um, it built a lot of me as a character, built how I coach, um, which moves nicely onto the next question of where does my coaching philosophy come from? Um, my coaching philosophy kind of comes from a mix of all my influences and all my idols and then a little bit a sprinkle of me really. Um, so I get the relationship building and realize how important relationship building is in football. Um, from A, my family, B, Louis, and C, Ash, all because I had such a good relationship with them. Um, so definitely the relationship side of things, that side of the philosophy has come from them. Um, More the technical, tactical side of football has kind of come from a sprinkle of me. uh, and a lot from Matt and Skinny, Gresley, helping me kind of understand that side of the game, and then just watching football and being in and around football. Really, I kind of just made up my mind of this is how I like to play. This is how I like to watch football, and this is how I think that my players can benefit most, and also equally enjoy the game of football and never not enjoy the game of football. Is to me that's the most important thing. Now there's one more question that I'll answer on here. We had over 30 questions. I'm not going to get through them all, so I've just picked the few. Um, but yeah, we've got one more, which is what's one coaching moment I'll never forget. Um, so yeah, that coaching moment was away from the pitch, uh, and it was kind of a conversation with a parent as well as with the child. Um, we were at a clubhouse, and it was just as simple as just playing darts with the child that I had been coaching. Um, and to me, that and the conversations that we had with the parents were things such as like just silly things such as you don't understand how much you mean to him, and I can't wait to see you guys out in the pub when he turns 18 and stuff like that, and just showing kind of how much impact that I might have actually had on this student's this footballer's life, this child's life. Um, of just the fact that he wants to play darts with me in a clubhouse, and he can talk to me about things. So yeah, being that kind of role model and someone that maybe somebody looks up to me, uh, is is something that I absolutely love about coaching, of being that role model, and being that somebody that someone can sort of lean on and talk to and look up to. And I try my best every week, every day, in coaching, outside of coaching, to be that person that someone can look up to if they seen as it helped me so much with my coaches and my P teachers. Um, so yeah, we'll wrap it up there. Um, as far as coaching goes, if there's one thing that I'll leave you with, um, the one thing that I learned from coaching, especially stepping into KL coaching, is that the improvement will never happen overnight. Um, so if you're a player listening to this, keep showing up, keep working, keep enjoying the game. As I promise you now, if you do all those three things, you will get somewhere in the football world. Um, if you're a coach listening, keep showing up, keep working, keep enjoying the game. Again, you'll go far if you do those three things. And if you're a parent watching, keep showing up, keep enjoying the game, and keep helping your child work. Um, as you will see the most development in your child if you support them and let them keep showing up, let them keep working. But yeah, thank you very much for listening to this podcast. It's been a bit of a shorter one, but still a long time to listen to me drone on. So massively appreciate you listening, and a massive thank you for all the support on the podcast so far. It has truly been really good, and the guests that we've got lined up, yeah, you don't want to miss them. We've got some very good guests lined up. But no, thank you very much for watching, or listening if you're on Spotify, watching if you're on YouTube, and we will see you next week on Saturday. Have a good one, guys. Stay safe. Cheers.
Thank you everyone for watching the latest episode of Inside Football. We hope you enjoyed. Be sure to check us out on Spotify, drop us a follow, and subscribe on YouTube. See you in the next one.